And boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm For Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today, I'm bringing something that I haven't done in a long time. Testing my Intel HD 4400. I'm here with Iron Fury, developed by the Voidpoint. So what the hell is Iron Fury? Iron Fury is a game that is built in with Build Engine. The Build Engine, it is an engine that was created in the 1990s for games like Duke Nukem 3D, Blood. So oh yeah, those old FPSs, right? Yeah. Well, but those old FPSs titles have something that today's FPSs doesn't have, like a lot of action, secrets are to find, those key cards that open the door that you need to explore. So action everywhere, no cutscenes, no bullshit, and a lot of pun intended words. So let's start with the requirements for this game. This game asks for, well, pretty much any CPU available, 1 gig of RAM and a graphic card with 512 megabytes, or look at this, Intel integrated graphics supported. So that's why I decided to take a spin, I mean, in Iron Fury with my HD 4400. And the results are, oh my god, amazing. The average was 147 frames per second, the maximum allowed by the game 240 frames per second, in this case 239, and 1% low it was 52. So yeah, it did drop from 60 frames per second sometimes when there was a lot of action, shooting and explosions, a lot of enemies on screen doing shit, like actually this explosion for example. This actually drops the frame rate to 60 frames per second. But you might say something like, oh, but for classic this looks ugly as hell, how the hell this game gets under 60 frames per second, even on an Intel graphics card. We don't understand why. Well, this is easy to explain, because you know, this engine, this build engine, like I said, it was created in the 1990s. What you're actually seeing in here, it wasn't supposed to be running like this. I mean, this engine wasn't supposed to have as much big maps or as much textures as it was supposed to, because the engine had a lot of limitations, and Voidpoint, which are developers that were, like I said, from people from Duke Nukem 3D and people experiencing this engine, were able to bypass a lot of their limitations and bringing you a more interesting game with much more or better textures and bigger informants. This wasn't supposed to be running in this engine with these maps, for example, because it completely overflows the engine, and they found a way to overflow it without crashing. So good stuff. Obviously this costs performance to the CPU, especially the CPU, because this engine can take advantage of recent instruction sets, or you mean more than one core. You know, this game, it is old, and or I mean the engine, it is old, the game, it is completely brand new. The engine, it is very old, so yeah, this engine just can't take advantage of the new modernity stuff from the CPUs nowadays, and because of that, some stuff just, you know, just don't go with the performance that it was supposed to, and it does drop from 60 frames per second in, you know, very intensive fights. Although, like I said, most of the time the game just runs absolutely above 100 frames per second. It is really quick. And yeah, you might be asking something like, okay, but this looks like garbage. Looks interesting, but looks like garbage. Well, let me tell you that most of the Steam users are completely sold to this game, because they said in the Steam reviews that they are actually waiting for something like this, because no FPS in the markets, it is actually like this, because it is completely old school, including the engine, which is interesting. And so that was really the point that Voidpoint wanted. They wanted to make an FPS like the old days, but instead of making one like the old days, they actually gone and used the engine from the old days. So yeah, it looks completely old, but it plays absolutely fine. And I don't know, this is really awesome. I played Duke Nukem 3D when I was a kid, and actually I didn't understand anything. I didn't understood anything about that game. It looks very complex anyway, and the secrets and all the environments and everything, I didn't understood that much. It was confusing to me at the time, but nowadays it makes entirely sense to me to play these games, because I actually see why I did suck before when I was young. So yeah, amazing. Like I was telling you, Steam users are very satisfied with the game. 96% of the users are giving good reviews to this game. So this is overwhelmingly positive. I'm sorry, bad English. And yes, a lot of people are really loving this game. Well, as for the price, they are asking for 20 euros.99. I think it's, yeah, decent price. Could be cheaper, alright, but yeah, still, since most of the people are just loving this game, I believe that 20 euros it is a good price for the game itself. As for how long it is, I don't really know, so just Google it, and that's it. So guys, hope you did enjoy the video. Thank you a lot for watching. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of it. There is a lot of gameplay to be added in this video. Hope you really enjoy the game, and I do hope to see you soon. Well, we have games on the Intel graphics card running fine, so yeah, that's good news, I guess. Goodbye guys, thank you a lot.
Oh yeah. Say my name. Nice. Worthless consumer models. Nothing that laying down another beating can't solve. I spray, you pray.
Sit down, little girl. This is your final warning.
What are you gonna do? Send me to my room? Never miss. Sorry about the mess. We're done when I say we're done. It's time to make a splash.